here. I appreciate you all for coming in. Welcome in, everybody. Come on in. Tell a friend, tell a friend. I appreciate you for coming in tonight. It is so good to be back. Let me fix Grandma Zen hair. You know, Grandma got to have that hair right, right? Absolutely. Welcome in, friends. Come on in. Tell a friend, tell a friend. I appreciate you all for coming in tonight. Come on in, my beautiful young and young at hearts. Welcome in to Grandma Zen tonight, and welcome to Zen Stories, where we share stories, we share crafts, we share life's lessons for the young and the young at heart. I appreciate you all for coming in tonight. Now, as you're coming in, tell Grandma Zen in the chat where you watching from. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Come on in. Tell a friend. Tell a friend. Why don't you? Now it's time, as you know, when you're coming in, you got to tell Grandma hello in the chat. So let me know where you're coming in from, where you're watching in. And if you're watching with your children, your grandchildren tonight, go ahead and tell me in the comments if you have your little ones or you're just young at heart like Grandma Zen and you love a good story and a great arts and craft, right? So let me know if you're sharing this with your family tonight. Come on in, family. Tonight we're doing something a little special tonight. We're going on a treasure hunt. Do you like treasure hunts? I know I do. I love a good treasure hunt. Treasure hunts are always good, especially if you're talking about a story, you're thinking about bits and pieces of the story that you put together, or just a treasure hunt to find something special, right? Have you ever played that with your kids or your family, some type of treasure hunt game as a family? This is a great activity to share together tonight. And Grandma Zen didn't say we're just hunting for gold, right? We're not hunting for gold. And certainly I don't say Grandma Zen has a treasure chest full of money. It's not just for money, right? No, that's hidden in the library. No, 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 no. We're talking about hello. Welcome in, Araya. Thank you so much for coming in. How you doing today? Welcome in, friend. Welcome in. Where you watching from tonight? Tell me where you're watching from. Hello, Araya, Cornell. I appreciate you. Welcome in. Where you all watching from? Your phone? Okay. Awesome, awesome. Thank you, friend, for coming in. I appreciate you, friend, for coming in through your phone. I appreciate you. My name is Grandma Zen. I love sharing a good story, arts and crafts, and why those stories are so good, right? And we talk about stories, right? As we share a good bowl of wisdom with all of you, whether you're young and you're young at heart, Grandma shares a good soul bowl of whatever it is that's good out of that story, right? You remember there came a time when your grandparents, if your grandparents may share it now, or your parents, when they shared something good, right? It was so nutritious, something you remember was so good, right? It sometimes came with a story. And we share that bowl of soup or that good story that also shares something good about that story that helps you as well as it helps me, right? It helps the young and the young at heart. And we share that bowl of wisdom with everyone as we share our story and our arts and craft. So thank you so much. Someone said my first name and my last name. Oh, I said it right. I take that. Thank you. Yes, right? Listen, I understand. You said somebody finally got your name right. Tell me in the comments, where are you? What state are you in? Tell me in the comments, what state are you all watching in from? Thank you so much, Araya. I appreciate you. Do you have your little one with you tonight? Let me know in the comments if you have your little one with you tonight. Tell Grandma Zen if you have your nieces, your nephews, your grandparents, your mom, whoever it is. Tell me in the comments. California! Oh my goodness! This is amazing. I'm so excited. Thank you, Araya. That is so sweet of you. And California, I've never been there before. I've always wanted to go, but I have some amazing friends that I've met on another platform as well as yourself that are wonderful, and I enjoy. Hello, is that Roselda? Is that correct, Roselda? Welcome in, Roselda. Thank you for coming in. I'm Grandma Zen. I love to share a great arts and craft and a great story, right? And when I say a great story, I talk about those stories that resonate with us as we were growing up as kids, right? That our grandparents, our parents shared those wonderful stories. It might have been something that was shared at school, right? Or your parent or grandparent shared with you. We share wonderful stories. We also share arts and crafts, allow people to put people up, and not right now, but in a little while we will. As soon as we're going to share the story first, and then we'll talk about that in just a moment. Thank you so much, Ryan. I appreciate you. So we're sharing a great story tonight. And during the week, we're going to share on Friday. If you come back here, you will see that we're going to share an arts and craft that's associated with our story time. So make sure you follow along, subscribe. Go ahead and subscribe, follow for more so that you're ready for our adventure that we're going to be sharing for the rest of the week, okay? And then for weeks to come, because we're going to share some wonderful stories. So because if you're just new here, again, my name is Grandma Zen. I love sharing great stories. Those are stories that they were really something that resonated with me, and I wanted to share those with you, right? There are stories like any kind of old story, like Aesop fable stories. Maybe do you remember the Three Billy Goats Gruff, Three Little Pigs, any of the Aesop fables, the hare and you remember the rabbit and the hare, you remember that, the tortoise and the hare? Those are great stories that I share here to remind us of things that we're working on a daily basis, right? All right, so that's what we do. We resonate those stories to life, so we can help not only our young at heart, but those little ones, to encourage them to read, as well as just creating that family time, that connection with the young and the young at heart. So that's what we do here, right? So tonight we're sharing the story tonight that Grandma Zen has written, a great story. Thank you. I love those pictures. I appreciate you, friend. I appreciate you. So before we begin, go ahead and help Grandma Zen out. I appreciate you all. If you're new to Zen Stories, go ahead and subscribe for me, if you will. Tell a friend, pass this out to everyone as we share more wonderful stories here. I haven't been on this platform for very long, right? But we're going to be coming here every week on Monday and Friday as we share the story. And on Friday, we share our arts and craft. And then we're on YouTube to share our I Spy event that's also attached to the story. So make sure you follow along for our great fun and activities for all of us, right? So, and don't forget that this Wednesday, like I said, excuse me, y'all. Let me make sure. Give me one moment. Don't leave me, y'all. Hold on. Well, yeah, thank y'all so much for your patience there. I had to take that. That was my mom. You see what I said? We are young and the younger heart as we take care of our family. Welcome in, Roselda, you're in. Let me see, what flag is that, Roselda? Let me see. Is that the Puerto Rico flag? What flag is that? Tell me where you at, Roselda. Thank you, friend, for coming in. I don't want to get the flag incorrect because I want to make sure I can't see. I want to make sure I can see it. Let me know where you're located for me, okay? So our I Spy event is at 8:05 p.m. Eastern on TikTok on Wednesdays. So make sure you remember to keep an eye onto that. And tonight's story, we are going to be talking about a great adventure that we're talking about this summer with Grandma. So we get ready to read that story, a new story that you haven't heard here. We're getting ready to share it. So go ahead and grab your comfortable blanket. Go ahead and grab your young at heart friends, your little ones. Go ahead and get a great place that you can listen. And we're going to share a fun story. I want you to listen. This is a great story, you all. Welcome in, friends. Thank y'all so much for coming in to Grandma Zen tonight. So I want you to open up your imagination, right? Sit back, because this story is called The Summer with Grandma. And our story begins with a little girl named Lily. So make sure you remember, Mexico! Hello, Mexico! Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. So I got California in the house, and also Mexico. I've always wanted to visit Mexico too. I really do. And hopefully one day soon. I really do, you all. I'm so jealous right now, you all. Oh, thank y'all so much for coming in and listening. And I hope you have your little ones with you as well as your young at hearts, right? Because I know I love that. So before we begin, I want to ask you something. Have you ever spent time with your grandparents? Tell me in the comments, anyone, have you spent time with your grandparents before, or do you spend time, or are you spending time with them right now for the summer? In the comments, tell me, are you spending time with your grandparents, or have you? Welcome in. Is that Goransco? Is that Goransco Stove? Goransco, thank you for coming in, friend. You have? Absolutely. Me too. I miss my grandmother. She's not with us any longer, but I love playing checkers with her. We used to sit down on the front porch and play checkers, and it was just an amazing feeling when you're able to spend that moment with your grandparents, right? So if you still have your grandparents, share all those special moments, your parents, as much as you can to share those moments. So if you spent those moments with your grandparents, your aunts, your uncle, maybe a neighbor, or someone that you just love to spend time with, that's cared for you, right? That's a good feeling. Did you all cook? Did you sit on your porch? Did you go fishing? Tell me in the comments. What did my nemesis is? Okay. What is something that you did with your grandparents or someone that you care for? Tell me something in the comments. What is something you did special? Did you sit on the front porch and they told you a story? Did you all cook together? Did you all go fishing together? What is it that you did? Maybe watch your favorite television show, right? Or maybe you made something that you made together, something you did today together. Is there something you can tell me that you all did together today that was something that was special, or someone that cared for you, that takes you under their wing, and you say, you know what? I remember doing this with my grandparent. Maybe it was cooking. I remember cooking with my grandmother, playing games, right? What is something that holds dear, a great memory, right? That you remember in your childhood. Oh, you play chess. I've never played chess before. I really want to learn how to play chess. I know how to play checkers, but chess is a great game. It's a great thinking game, right? You have to really think when you're playing chess. I know even with checkers though, but I'm thinking chess, maybe you have to really know where you're going to move, because wherever, just like checkers. So sometimes you all, when we're making memories that stick with us forever, right? Those are memories that we remember making, or those are memories you're making now. A sandwich that you remember making with your parents, your grandparents, or it was like a short walk, right? Or reading a special book. Oh, you're in the fourth grade. That is amazing. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. And tell your mom and dad, thank you for trusting Grandma Zen to let you watch our show. I appreciate you, my little friend there. And you said your name is, tell me what your name, if you can tell me, I'll just go with Goranco Stove. I appreciate you, okay, friend? So even if it was just making a sandwich, right? Even if it was just in the garden, if it was a walk to the park, maybe going to school together, they took you to school. Those are memories that we share with the ones that took care of us, or just our grandparents, our uncles, our aunts. Those are memories that you're making every day, right? And when you're thinking about that, we're going to discuss a story that involves just making that memory. Oh, your name is it Dimitar? Did I say it right? Did I say Dimitar right? Thank you, Dimitar. Is it Dimitar or is it Dimitar? Tell me if I said, did I say it right the first time? Dimitar. Tell me, Dimitar, did I say it right? Right? So tonight's story is a very special story, you all. And with that story, because Lily is about to learn something special, right? And the greatest treasure isn't something that you can give someone in their hand. It's about a quality time that you're able to spend together, right? So could you put a book in the chat if you're ready to hear our story? Let me know if you're ready to hear our story tonight. The story is called Summer with Grandma. Summer with Grandma. And I'm going to make sure y'all can hear me because I may have my music too loud. Want to make sure the music's not too loud so you can hear the story. I always turn our music down so that I let you know that this is the time that, oh, I said it right. Yay! Dimitar. I love that. That's a beautiful name. Thank you, Dimitar. So tonight's story is called Summer with Grandma. Our story begins. Once upon a time, in a warm summer morning, a little girl named Lily pressed her face against the car window. Can you see me pressing my face on the screen? The trees seemed to race behind her as the car rolled up down the road. You said right the first time. Okay, thank you, Dimitar. Thank you so much. Lily had a small backpack beside her. Inside were 2 shirts, 3 pairs of socks, her favorite pajamas, a toothbrush, and one very important stuffed animal. I don't know about you, but when I went over and spent time with my family members, I always had a favorite baby doll or something that I always took with me. Do you have something favorite that you take over to your family member's house when you're spending the night? Tell me in the comments. Lily was going to spend part of her summer with her grandma and grandpa. At first, Lily had been excited. But now, well, no, not really. Okay. That's all right. And now she wasn't so sure. Lily sighed. What am I going to do all summer? She wondered. Her friends had talked about amusement parks, water parks, big vacations. One friend was going to the beach. Another friend was flying on an airplane. Lily looked down at her little backpack. I wonder why she's sad. I hope Grandma has something fun planned, she whispered. Soon the car pulled into Grandma and Grandpa's driveway. Before Lily could even open the door, Grandma came outside waving her arms, her hands. There's my girl! There's my girl! Lily smiled. Grandma! Grandma wrapped Lily in a great big hug. Grandpa walked behind her. Well, 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 Grandpa said. Look who's finally here. Lily hugged Grandpa too. That evening, they ate dinner together. They laughed together. Grandpa told a silly joke. Grandma told Grandpa that his joke wasn't funny. Then Grandma laughed harder than ever before. And she laughed harder than anybody else. Oh, I'm so sorry. My grandpa isn't either. Sorry about my condolences to you, Dimitar. Right? But we can share a good memory together about them, okay? Let's listen to the story. Isn't it good that we can laugh at some of the memories that we have about our grandparents? We remember those fun times, even those fun moments that can bring up warm feelings about our grandparents. So let's think about that for a moment. Let's see what happens in the story. But later that night, Lily sat by the window. What's on your mind, Lily? Lily shrugged. Nothing. Grandma sat beside her. Now, grandparents have a special way of knowing what nothing means. You all know that, right? If you're a parent or a grandparent or an auntie or whoever you are, you know when someone says nothing. If you know your child, your family member, you know what that means. Nothing means that there's really something, right? Grandma waited around. Finally, Lily said, everybody is doing exciting things this summer. Oh, Grandma asked. You're going, okay, I understand. Thank you for coming in. I'll see you again, friend. Thank you so much for coming in. I appreciate you. Grandma asked, big trips, amusement parks, the beach? Lily looked around. I just don't want it to be bored. Grandma smiled. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, friend. I'll see you next time. Make sure you hit all the buttons, subscribe, and follow for more. I appreciate you. And she said, I don't want to be bored anymore. Grandma smiled. She didn't get angry. She didn't tell Lily she was ungrateful. Lily, she said, instead, Grandma leaned in closer. Lily, have you ever been on a treasure hunt? Lily's eyes grew big. And why? A real treasure hunt? Grandma shrugged. I suppose that depends on whether you're a real treasure hunter. Lily sat up straight. I am. Grandpa peeked around the corner. Did someone say a treasure hunt? Grandma looked at Grandpa. Baby. Grandpa looked at Grandma and said, Grandpa rubbed his hands together. Oh, this sounds serious. The next morning, welcome in, friends. The next morning, Lily woke up and found an envelope beside her breakfast plate. Across the front, in big letters, were the words, for Lily, treasure hunters only. Let's see what happens. Stay tuned, listen. Lily grabbed the envelope. Grandma! Grandma calmly sipped her drink. Yes, dear. What's this? Grandma raised an eyebrow. Well, Lily, Grandma knew everything. It wouldn't be much of a treasure hunt. Lily opened the envelope. Inside was a handmade map. A map. Does anyone, has everybody done a treasure hunt with a real map before? Let's see what happens. It wasn't fancy. Grandma and Grandpa had made it with paper and markers, crayons, and a lot of imagination. Welcome in, friends. Thank y'all for coming in. There were colorful paths. Welcome in, friends. Funny pictures, and a big red X. Have you ever seen a big red X on a treasure map? Let's see. Thank you, friends, for coming in. Lily read the first clue. Begin where something sweet stands tall. Look for the giant lollipop, and don't let it fall. A giant lollipop, Lily cried. Grandpa picked up his hat. Well, treasure hunter, we better get to moving. Lily followed Grandma and Grandpa outside. They walked together. Lily searched high and she searched low. Then she spotted it. There, she said. Near the first top stood a bright decoration shaped like a giant lollipop. Can you imagine going on a treasure hunt with your grandparents and you see a giant lollipop? Lily ran fast as she could to the lollipop. Behind it was another envelope. She opened the next clue. Thank you for coming in, friends. Welcome in. She opened the next clue. That next clue was round and round, colors glow. Follow the rainbow circles to find where you go. Lily looked down. Colorful circles had been placed along the path. Can you imagine? On your journey on the treasure hunt, you see colorful circles on the ground. She saw red and orange and yellow, green, blue, and purple. Lily hopped from one circle to another circle. Red, hop. Orange, hop. Yellow, hop. Grandpa tried to hop too. Welcome in, friends. Grandpa! Lily laughed. He said, what? Excuse me, y'all. Grandpa said, I am a professional treasure hunter. Welcome in, friends. Tell me where you're watching from. Grandma shook her head. A professional something, she said. The rainbow circles led them to a dream circle park. Lily found the next clue that led her. It was tucked safely near a bench. She opens it. Dreams can be big. Dreams can be small. Find Candy Cane Corner and follow them all. Candy Cane Corner, Lily asked. Grandma smiled. Sounds sweet to me. They continued on their journey or their adventure. Along the way, Lily started to forget about the amusement park. Let's see what happens. She forgot about airplanes. She wasn't thinking about what her friends were doing. She was laughing with Grandma. Welcome in, friends. Thank y'all for coming in. She was racing Grandpa to the next clue. And she was wondering, what happens next? At Candy Cane Corner, Lily found another clue. Where laughter grows like flowers in spring, Giggle Garden hides the next little thing. Giggle Garden? Lily ran ahead. So she was running. Grandma called after her. Treasure hunters still have to watch where they're going, Lily. At Giggle Garden, Grandpa made the silliest face Lily had ever seen. Lily laughed so hard she had to hold her stomach. Grandma laughed too. And for a moment, no one was rushing. No one was staring at their phone. And no one was worried about how much anything cost. They were simply together. Lily found the next clue. Listen carefully. The wind may know. Find the whispering windmill and see where you go. The three treasure hunters walked until they reached the whispering windmill. Welcome in, friends. Lily stood quietly. What do you hear? Grandma asked. The wind. Lily whispered, the wind. What else? Lily listened. Birds, leaves rustling, Grandpa's shoes moving across the ground, Grandma breathing beside her. Lily smiled. I hear everything. Grandma squeezed her hand. Sometimes we hear more when we slow down. Welcome in, friends. Near the windmill, Lily found the final envelope. Her hands shook with excitement. She was excited she found the final envelope. This is it. She opened it. The clue said, stories wait behind every door. Adventures live on every floor. Find a place where books are free and your greatest treasure you will see. Welcome in, friends. Lily thought, she looked at Grandpa. She looked at Grandma. Then her eyes grew wide. The library! Grandma smiled. Grandpa tipped his hat. Well, treasure hunter, lead the way. Soon, Lily, Grandma, Grandpa arrived at the library. Lily stopped at the entrance. The library is the treasure? Grandma didn't answer. Go inside, she said. When Lily entered, a librarian greeted her with a smile. Are you Lily? When Lily entered, a librarian greeted her with that smile. Lily looked surprised and said, yes. The librarian reached behind the desk. I believe this belongs to you. She handed Lily a library treasure hunt card. Lily looked down and said, the card said, find a book about a castle. Find a book about the ocean. Welcome in, friends. Find a book about space. Find a fairy tale. Find a mystery. Find a book about an animal. And find a book about friendship. Lily looked around the library. Rows and rows of books stretched before her. Grandma, Lily whispered, there's another treasure hunt. She found a castle. Welcome in, friends. Then the ocean. She opened a book and saw bright fish swimming through blue water. She opened the book about space. Suddenly, Lily was traveling past stars and planets. She found a fairy tale. She found a mystery, animals from places she had never visited. And finally, a book about friendship. Lily sat on the floor surrounded by books. Grandma sat beside her, and Grandpa, he sat in a chair nearby. Lily looked around. Grandma? Yes, Lily. I think I understand. Grandma smiled. You understand what, Lily? Lily held up a book. The treasure. Grandma waited. You know, as grandmothers, we're going to wait. Lily continued. We didn't get on the airplane. No. We didn't go to an amusement park. No. And you didn't buy me a big toy. Grandpa looked at Grandma. I offered to buy your pony. Grandma looked at Grandpa. No, you did not. And Lily laughed. Then she looked down at the books. But we still went on an adventure. Can someone put in the comments adventure for Grandma? Grandma nodded. And where did you go? Lily picked up the ocean book. The ocean. She picked up the space book. Outer space, she said. She picked up the castle book. A castle. Grandma smiled. And did we have to leave town? Lily shook her head. No. Grandma put her arm around Lily. A book can take you somewhere your feet has never been. Isn't that good, you all? Lily leaned against Grandma and said softly, but I think there's another treasure too. Oh? Lily looked at Grandma, then Grandpa. The time we spent together. Grandma's eyes filled with happy tears. Grandpa cleared his throat. I think there's dust in this library. Grandma laughed. There's no dust in here. Well, something is in my eye. Lily hugged them both. That summer, Lily read about faraway places. She made her own treasure maps. She asked Grandma to tell stories from when she was a little girl. She listened to Grandpa's jokes, even the ones that weren't funny. Welcome in, friends. Welcome in. And years later, Lily couldn't remember everything she wanted that summer. She couldn't remember every toy. She couldn't remember every television show. But she remembered the giant lollipop, the rainbow circles, Dream Circle Park, Candy King Corner, the Giggle Garden, the Whispering Wind. Welcome back, Orion. Thank you for coming back, friend. The Whispering Windmill. She remembered the library. She remembered the books. And most of all, Lily remembered Grandma and Grandpa. Because sometimes the greatest treasures aren't the things we buy. Sometimes the greatest treasures are memories that we make together. And Lily learned something else. The best adventures often begin with a book, right? So those are the best adventures that Lily learned that often start within a book. The end. Did you all like that story? The Summer with Grandma? Isn't that a great story? It's a wonderful story. I'm going to share that story with you all. So come on in, family. I appreciate you. Come on in. Tell a friend. Because Zen Stories, Grandma Zen is going to share that bowl of wisdom with you now, right? Now, if you enjoyed Grandma Zen's story, Lily's story, hit that like button for Grandma, please. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. Hi, Ariel. I appreciate you, Ariel, for coming back. Thank you so much. What are you waiting for? Come on and join the Zen Stories family with us, okay? My mom said, oh, thank you, Mom. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Grandma tries to keep her hair curled. I do this on a regular basis. One day I'll show you all how I do my routine with my curls. Grandma's going to show you that routine, okay? So tonight, you all, we're pulling our word of wisdom out of our bowl of wisdom bowl. Thank you, friend. And that bowl of wisdom that we share, tonight's word is connection. That is our bowl. We pull out a word when we have our story time. And our bowl of wisdom that we share is connection, right? And can everyone say connection? Can you put in the comments for me? Connection. Welcome in, friends. And now let Grandma Zen explain it to you simply, right? Grandma Zen has her comments too, because I try to make me a little bit of notes because Grandma has to remember, right? For the young and the young at heart, we need that connection. Sometimes grandparents, as us young at hearts, we have things that we write down so we can remember that I want to share something important with you. And connection is something you feel, right? A special feeling that you build when we spend time together. That is a connection that we're building together, you and I. But also a connection that you're building with your grandparents, your parents, your loved ones, whoever it is that takes good care of you, that you spend that quality time with, right? That you're spending together, you're listening to, you're laughing with, you're learning together, right? You're making those memories together. Welcome in, friends. Thank y'all for coming in. And Lily thought that she needed a big vacation, right? She thought that she needed to have that big vacation and do what everyone else that she thought was doing to have a good summer, right? But what was it that Grandpa and Grandma did for Lily, right? They did something even better. They made her summer an exciting one with an adventure on a treasure hunt. Something as simple as a treasure hunt, right? That it may not be something big for some, but for others, it's a connection. That's family time that you're spending together. Those are the things that our kids, our grandchildren, our nieces and nephews, our grandmothers, our mothers, those are the things that we're going to remember when all else fails, right? The trips, the money spent. I'm on my way to Taco. Okay, friend, go ahead and save me a taco, okay? Save grandma one. But what did with that? They gave her time, right? Grandma and grandpa, they gave her attention. They gave her imagination. Yes, save me one. And what's importantly, they gave her love. Isn't that most important, you all, as we share that love with one another? Those are the great things that they share. That's most important. That connection, that love, that attention, that imagination. Those are the things that help our little ones grow. All right? Right? So Grandma Zen wants you to listen. Sometimes grandpa and grandma may tell you a story that you've heard before, right? Listen anyway. Ask them questions like, Grandpa, what did you do when you were my age? Those are things to ask your grandparents. What games did you play, right? Those are things. What were your favorite books? Maybe you have a great aunt or a cousin that spends a lot of time. Go ahead and make sure you ask those questions to them, because those are things that may help you along your journey as you're getting older, right? You're growing up. Those are the things that you're going to remember as you're getting older, right? And because our older family members have stories that are inside of them that been shared from generation. You may hear something from your great grandparent, right? Or their mom that they can share that was shared with them. So make sure you ask those questions. Read with them. Listen to them, right? Take that moment to share. Put your phone down sometimes. Put the equipment down, the games, right? Sit at that table. Share that bowl of soup, right? That they share with you. Ask those questions as they make your favorite soup, your favorite cereal, those biscuits, whatever it is, the noodle soup, whatever you like. Share that time with your family. Those are the precious moments that you'll remember, and you'll be able to share it with someone just like me, right? So I hope that you enjoyed that story. Make sure you think about sharing a treasure map, right? A treasure story with your little ones. That is a great way to encourage them to read, right? It's a great way to keep our minds sharp as older ones, right? As we share those stories together to build that connection with the young and the young at heart. Because when we're sharing that with our little ones, we're helping ourselves too, right? We're learning from them, right? Because our little ones make change. They can make change throughout the world. We see that. We see that in stories. We see that in news that our young people are making change today. So we pay attention to them with what they're saying as they're listening to us. It's a great way to build that connection, right? So just, when we're sharing these stories, we're visiting the library, we're sharing those special moments with our grandparents. Everything doesn't have to be perfect, right? Just that moment that you're sharing with them, even if it's a book, you're sharing that few moments together. You can share a short story, or maybe it's a chapter book. That's a great way to encourage your little ones to read as well. Just sharing a little moment, just maybe 15 minutes, and saying, hey, how can this help you? What did you learn from the story? What do you remember, right? And with this story, you're able to share this story with your friends, your family members, right? That sometimes we think about, oh, we need to go here, we need to have the best of this and the best of that, but all your treasure is right there with you, with your family, right? And building that connection. So make sure you remember that, right? Right? The circles don't have to be perfect, right? The map doesn't have to be a straight line. It could be crooked, right? Those arts and crafts supplies and those arts that you made with your parents and grandparents doesn't have to be perfect, you all. Just take that moment that you're spending with your loved ones. That's a moment that they're going to remember, right? So, all right, family, it's now time to connect. I want you to answer in the chat. Here's a question, number one question. Go ahead and answer for me. What is one simple childhood memory you still treasure? Welcome in, T-Cone 706. Thank you for coming in, friend. I appreciate you. What is one memory, a childhood memory that you still hold as a treasure? Tell me in the comments, you all. Someone put in the comments, what is one memory? I see Orion says she's on her way to Taco Bell. Is that something that you share with a family member that you're going with? Is that a grandparent, a parent, right? What is it that you share with a parent or a family member? Tell me in the comments. What is something that you share? I remember sharing the moment of sitting on my grandmother's front porch. She had this long green rocking chair that we sat in together sometimes. Or your mom. Oh, that's awesome. That's a great memory, right? You're going to remember that, right? What is another something that you remember that you treasure? What is something just in particular that you remember sharing with your parents, your grandparents, someone that takes good care of you? What is something that you remember? We played checkers on the front porch. My grandmother made the best macaroni and cheese, and she would let me help her in the kitchen. And I made peanut brittle. She would make that for church. And I would get in there and help her stir it up and put the peanut brittle in the oven. And when it cooled, I would break it apart to help her get it ready to give to her church members. Is there something? Oh, your grandma? Okay. Laying on my mom when I was, oh, that's so precious, Araya. That is so sweet. Yes, that is a precious moment. Absolutely. I miss my grandmother's hugs, right? And those are the things that we remember. Or she used to take me to KFC. Well, it used to be called, it's KFC now. It used to be called Kentucky Fried Chicken. And we used to go there as a child when I was little. It was in our city downtown. And I used to remember that. That was a great moment that we shared together. Picking peaches with my grandma. Oh, yes. T Combs 706. Yes, indeed. Picking peaches. I know that was a great moment for you. You know, we remember walking. It was hard, right? We thought it was hard cutting the grass and doing those things that our grandparents, they expected for us to do. Thank you, Grand, for coming back in, friend. What is one thing that you shared that is a treasure that you share with your grandparents or someone that took you under their wing or someone that cares about you? Even now, what is a great moment, something that you remember? Tell me in the comments. Picking peaches. Oh my gosh. Oh, that is a wonderful thing. I remember going outside of my grandmother's house and making a garden. And I had I thought was the biggest tomatoes that I planted in the garden. And my mom and I, they showed me how to plant vegetables in the yard. So that's a great, just a great memory that we share. Think about those memories, right? Maybe it was sitting on the porch. Maybe it's going fishing, right? Maybe it's cooking. Maybe going to the library. I remember riding the bus with my mom and going to the library, right? And those are my younger hearts that know about those street lights. I remember being outside playing and your parents and grandparents said, okay, now you got to be home, get out of that street when the lights turn off. So I made sure to come on in before the lights turn off. It was a light that was on our street that of course they turn off at a certain time, right? And we knew we better be headed home, right? So those are the moments, you all, that we share with our parents, our family members as well. And I'm glad that you all were able to, bring in those comments of things that you remember. Thank you, friends, for coming back in with us tonight. I love that. So tell Grandma Zen of a memory. Tell me about another memory. Was it another memory that you have that you remember about your grandparents, your mom, or dad, or your aunts or uncles? If a book could take you away tonight, you all, tell me, if it could take you anywhere tonight, where would you have that book take you? When we're thinking about memories that we share with our parents, our relatives, if you read a book tonight or reading a book with your parents or grandparents, where would that book take you tonight? Would it be an ocean? Would it be a castle? Would it be the jungle? Would it be another country? Would it be back in time? Tell Grandma Zen, what will it be? I know for me, I would love to just close my eyes after I've read a book and now I appear on the beach. That would be somewhere like Zanzibar, somewhere where the water is green, right? It's just when you walk into it, it's clear, right? I mean, you can see it's crystal clear. You can see the fish, and you're able to just enjoy that moment, right? It's peaceful, it's serene. What is a where would you take yourself back in time, or would it take you to a different place? Tell me in the comments. Anybody want to take it and let Grandma Zen know where that book would take you? What about you, T Combs? What about you, Araya or Go Ransco? Tell me in the comments, where would that book take you? Let's think of another question. What is one free or simple adventure your family could create this summer? Something that's free that your parents could do this summer. Something that's inexpensive, whether it's something in the backyard. Okay. That's something like playing in the backyard, right? A treasure hunt, maybe a backyard picnic, a nature walk, maybe an I Spy game, right? Maybe reading under a blanket with a flashlight, maybe making sandwiches at a park, right? It doesn't cost a lot, right? The goal is to have that connection. And here's Zen's challenge, Grandma Zen's challenge for you. Sometime this week, give someone you love 30 minutes of your attention, just 30 minutes. Whether you're reading, whether you're talking, whether you're listening, whether you're creating, give them 30 minutes of your time. No perfection is required, right? It's just that connection that you're building, right? Just being present. So, who wants to do a treasure map with me? Who wants to make a own treasure map? Put in the comments if you would like to make a treasure map with Grandma Zen. Because on Friday at 8:05 p.m. Eastern Time, we're coming back right here on YouTube for craft time. And we're making our own summer treasure map. So make sure that you have all your construction paper, your pencils, your pens, your markers, your scissors, your glue. Make sure you have all those things with you on Friday at 8:05 p.m. Eastern. We're going to do our own treasure map. So make sure you come back here with us. Make sure you subscribe and follow for more so you don't miss out on all the fun times that we're going to have. And we're going to make our own treasure map, okay? You can make a map of your home. You can make a map of your backyard, right? Your neighbor with maybe your neighbor with an adult helping you. You can create something as imaginary as a treasure hunt. Some type of treasure hunt that you can do with your friends or your family members, something like that. And maybe this map will lead you to our giggle garden like we're talking about, or reading a castle, or the island of kindness, or a bowl of wisdom moment, right? Maybe a bowl of wisdom mountain. Whatever you decide that your treasure is going to be, you can make your treasure map how you want to make it. So make sure you have your simple supplies like your pencils, your paper, your crayons, your markers, your color pencils, and most importantly, your imagination. Make sure you have that, okay? So I wanted to make sure that we went over everything. So tonight we talked about building that connection. We learned about imagination, that story about imagination. We talked about being patient. We talked about being kind. We talked most importantly that family, grandma and grandpa, shared love. They all shared love together with that story about Lily and that treasure hunt tonight, right? So when we say read, wisdom, and connect and create, that's what Grandma Zen is about. We're about reading, we're about creating, we're about connecting, and we're about sharing wisdom with one another. So that's what it's about here at Zen Stories. So remember, here on Friday, we'll be back here. On Wednesday, we have our I Spy event on TikTok. So make sure that you follow along for more. And so when we're going to use not just our eyes, right? We're thinking about what we listen to in the story. Then we're going to have our I Spy event that we're going to have different parts of the story in that picture for our I Spy event. That helps our children when it comes to paying attention, maybe sitting down for a moment to listen, right? To also sharing that time together, right? They're learning patience, they're learning to connect with one another, right? Those are things that they're learning as they're building on the understanding of what they're reading. And that this is going to be an extension to that story on Wednesday. So make sure you follow for more on, we'll see you back on Friday here. And I hope to look forward to you all and you'll come to TikTok Wednesday and find out. That's where we're sharing our the live there. So thank y'all so much for coming in tonight. We always share an affirmation with each other to encourage you, right? Remember, you are smart. You are beautiful. You are creative. You have great imagination. You are kind, right? You connect with your family. You spend time. But most important, remember, you are loved right here at Zen Stories. We enjoyed you tonight. For each and every one of you all for coming in, whether you were here for a few minutes of the whole story, I appreciate you, friends, for coming in. Grandma Zen will continue to share that great bowl of wisdom with you. I appreciate you for coming in tonight as we share that wisdom word tonight was connection. As we connect with our family, and we know that most importantly, that time is most important than anything else. Well, friends, you have a great night. I'll see you Wednesday on TikTok at 8:05 p.m. Eastern for our I Spy event. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you all for coming. See you next time.